Men are dogs, men are scum, men are trash. If you exist on social media spaces, you probably would have heard one, if not all, of these hashtags being used before. Today, we are going to be talking about the case that sparked the men are trash hashtag in South Africa. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Omodele Salu, and if you're here, that means you're invested in true crime content as much as I am. So welcome, take a seat. I am going to be posting a lot of contents like this, so if this is something that you would like, please like, subscribe, and turn that notification bell on so you can get notified when I post a new video. So I have a new background thing going, and you're probably wondering why, or you probably do not care. Anyway, my old background needs a lot of natural light, and because it has been raining for like the past 2 weeks, that is hard to get, and it is making me not shoot as frequently. So I was looking for how to, like, I don't know, still shoot with the weather. It's not like I can't shoot with the background, it's just that there's going to be a lot of shadows, and it makes editing so hard. Like, it's already hard using it, but even with good natural lighting, but with that it just makes the editing process that much harder and all of that. So yeah, I'm probably going to be using this background for a while, and this little guy here is going to be in the video. He might be in a lot of videos because now it's raining. He's scared of the rain, and anytime it's raining he just starts back crying, yeah, because it sounds like a back, sounds like a cry. I don't know. So he has to be with me because he needs to be calm. Because anytime, not even rain is falling, like the weather is just changing, or he's just uncomfortable, he just starts crying for attention. Yeah, so that's it. Let me know what you think about this video, this background, sorry, this background, please. Or if you prefer the old one, or if you like this one, or if you like them both, it's fine. Or if you don't care, that's also fine. What am I adding if you don't care? I have serious issues anyway. Now that all that is out of the way, let's get right into today's case. Karabo Mokoena was born in Diepkloof, Johannesburg in South Africa on the 27th of March 1995 to a mother, Lorraine, who was fondly called Lolo. She had an older sister, Buntley, and a younger brother. Karabo Mokoena was close to her family. She was close to her parents, she was close to her siblings, and they were a pretty tight-knit family. Karabo was thoughtful and loving, and those who knew her described her as loving, considerate, and having a generous heart. She was also really smart though. After graduating in 2014 from high school, she enrolled in Regenesis Business School to study business part-time. During her studies, she also obtained an aviation license, which is so cool. Why am I talking like that? Karabo was also very passionate about women's and children's rights in South Africa, and considering what goes on in South Africa, this is a very, very good cause. According to an article by Al Jazeera, in South Africa, a woman is killed every 4 hours. According to the human rights organization Center for Constitutional Rights, the femicide rate in South Africa is 5 times the global average. Karabo did what she could to help in her own way. She volunteered at Frida Hartley's shelter. She would talk to women who were in abusive relationships, trying to educate them, hoping that soon they will feel empowered enough to leave. Karabo dreamt about starting up her own NGO to help women and children one day. In October 2016, Karabo Mokoena met a man named Sandile Manso. Now, Sandile was a forex trader who created his own binary trading company called Trillion Dollar Legacy in Johannesburg. How original. Sandile seemed to be a very good person though. Nice, likable enough, charismatic, very religious. Pause. I have to comment. If I don't comment, I will not be okay throughout this case. So when I hear people are very religious, like when they use it to describe themselves, or when other people, when they use to describe themselves, or why can't I speak English? Or when other people use it to describe them, I run, like I tear race, I pack my bag and I disappear. I don't want to, yeah. I mean, I'm okay with being religious. Like, I'm okay with you having your religion, believing in what you believe. I'm fine with that. I don't have any beef with that. In fact, I have a lot of, something like when white people say I have black friends. I was about to say I have a lot of religious friends. Okay, it's different. I don't know why I used that joke. It's very wrong. Anyway, I I am cool with you being religious, but when you are very religious, eh. Nope, nope, nope. Sandile was also very rich, and to top that all off, it was also single. In my head, I'm like single as a Pringle, ready to bingo. Oh, I don't know why I'm saying it that thought in my head. Anyway, moving on. We have to move on right now. I'm doing too much. We have to move on. Let's move on. Sandile Mansell was married before and he has 3 kids, but he was estranged from his wife and his kids. Sandile was living the life though. He was wearing designers, driving designers, and all of that. I don't know. I'm laughing because I saw one video. I saw one video of Sandile and it was so fucking over the top and tacky, and I'm like, I don't know. Anyway, Sandile owned a gold BMW and he also had a limited edition Mercedes Benz, and he lived in a very fancy apartment building. Karabo and Sandile grew close and soon they were in a full-blown relationship. 1 month into the relationship, in November 2016, Karabo left her family home and moved in with Sandile in his fancy apartment building. When she moved in though, she started to see sides to Sandile that she had never seen before. So he went from this God-fearing nice guy to just something out of a nightmare. Yeah. Just before Christmas of 2016, Karabo reported to her friends that she and Sandile had had an argument and he had grabbed her and like pushed her into the wall, then grabbed her phone and smashed it. 3 months later, in March of 2017, the violence grew worse and Karabo started documenting her abuse. She would snap pictures of her bruises and send them to her friends, and she would also tell them about the emotional abuse she suffered at the hands of Sandile and give them like details of the attack. And the irony here is Karabo Mokoena was an advocate for women and children's rights. She was always trying to empower women to leave relationships that were abusive, and now she found herself in one and she just could not summon up the courage to walk out and leave. On the 27th of March 2017, Karabo's 22nd birthday, her parents and her family and her friends in general were just trying to reach out to her to wish her a happy birthday and all of that, but they could not reach her because Karabo was actually in the hospital trying to get treated for the bruises that Sandile had given her. He had beaten her so bad that she had like a black eye. Karabo finally agreed to press charges, but she was reluctant about it though. Surprisingly, when she got to the police station, she found out that Sandile had already been in to press his own charge of assault against her, claiming that she was the one who assaulted him. And the police just shrugged up both their charges and said they had no time to settle lovers quarrel, which is weird because Karabo had bruises. So how do you think it's just lovers quarrel? I don't get it. Karabo was shocked by the whole situation and she could not believe how manipulative Sandile could be. So that very day, she just told herself, enough is enough. I'm getting the hell out of this relationship. And she did. And she moved back in with her family. Weeks after Karabo's birthday, Karabo was starting to do well. She was starting to heal and find her way back to happiness. She decided to hang out with her friends one night at a local nightclub, have drinks and catch up. Few drinks in and Sandile showed up. He too was having a night out with his friends. Old habits die hard, and Karabo and Sandile just fell right back into rhythm. They started talking again despite Karabo's friends warning her to stay away from him because he was trouble. Karabo called her mother to tell her that she was going on a date with Sandile and she might just sleep over at his place, so she might not come home that night. And her mom, knowing what this man put her daughter through, is she's like, no, absolutely not. She was furious, but Karabo stuck to the plan anyway. On the date that night, old feelings came up and turned into a very heated argument. And this argument turned into a physical fight. And though they stopped fighting, the physical aspect anyway, they were both still really pissed at each other. But still, Karabo followed Sandile back to his apartment. The CCTV in his apartment building showed her entering the apartment with Sandile at 2:48 a.m. on the morning of April 28th. Later that same morning, Karabo's mother Lolo was up and ready to go about her day, but she was feeling very worried. She just had this bad feeling inside of her. Karabo had called her the previous night to tell her that she'll probably be spending the night at spending the night at Sandile's, and now she has heard nothing from Karabo, nothing since then. So she was worried and decided to try her phone. When she did, Karabo did not pick up. She also sent messages and Karabo was not replying any of her messages. Lolo called Sandile to ask about Karabo, but Sandile said he had no idea where she could be and that she left the previous night. So he said she did not follow him home or anything. She left the previous night. Bluntly, Karabo's sister was not having it though, so she went to his apartment building. She asked the staff about Karabo and they said they hadn't seen her. They also said though that they found something strange. Karabo's ID and passport were found in the trash. The trash was in a bin bag and the bin bag was in a room next to the elevator, Sandile's room. This discovery made Karabo's family worry even more, and so they immediately reported her missing to the police. The process took the police over 2 days to complete. I don't know why. They weren't even taking the case seriously. The only reason, or one of the main reasons anyway, they started to take this seriously was because of the social media campaign by Karabo's friends. On the 29th of April 2017, Lolo, sleep deprived and frustrated, decided, okay, let me just try Sandile again. So she called Sandile to ask about Karabo yet again, and his response this time just left the hair on the back of her neck standing. His response was, I don't know where Karabo is, but I did not kill her. Another suspicious thing that Sandile did was when his friends came over, they saw like a big patch of like wet carpet. So this is the carpet, just like, but like an area was just wet, like something had been cleaned off, right? And so they asked him, what's up, what happened? And he's like, my fridge broke and the water leaked. And if you have seen a fridge leaking before, and when you spill something and have to clean it up before when something falls or when something like splash and everything, the patterns, oh my god, I'm sounding like a blood spatter. What do they call Dexter? Blood spatter analyst. Anyway, the pattern that shows is different. So when you're cleaning, let's say you spill wine, when you're cleaning it up, there's a way it is. Then when water is trickling, when your fridge is leaking, it's different, I guess. I don't know. On the 30th of April 2017, the police finally started working the case, and so they went to Sandale's apartment to interview him. When they got there, he wasn't around, so they tried to like reach him over the phone, and he answered and told them that he was out of town, but he would be back later in the afternoon. While waiting for Sandale to return, the police requested the CCTV footage from Sandale's apartment building. It showed that the day after Karabo disappeared at 9:57 p.m. on the 28th of April, Sandale collected a trash can and took it to his apartment building, and minutes later he took the trash can to the underground garage where he kept his car and drove out of the apartment building at 10:29 p.m. When the police finally got to interview Sandale, his story just kept on changing. Remember, he told Karabo's family, her mother, that he thought Karabo had gone home from the club, so she did not follow him home. But when the CCTV footage in his apartment building showed that Karabo had actually followed him into the elevator and into his apartment, he then changed his story and said Karabo told him she was leaving for London. And then the trash can with her ID and passport and everything also showed him up. And then he just became uncomfortable and kept on spinning stories, just trying to see which one would stick. In all his crazy stories, though, he never hurt Karabo. He didn't touch her. He did not kill her. All he did, according to him, all he did was pick up her body, her already dead body, and go dump it in an area in Bramley. He took police to this place he supposedly dumped the body, but there was nobody there. Sandale Manso was finally arrested for the murder of Karabo Mokoena. Lolo was so frustrated at this point. She was going to the police station to find out if there were any updates whatsoever about her daughter's case, and soon she got one, the one she feared the most. A police officer pulled her aside to tell her that Sandale had now confirmed that Karabo is dead. It took the police in the Bramley district a while before they could connect Karabo Mokoena's mother to the remains they had found. Forensics were called, and soon it was confirmed that the remains were indeed that of Karabo Mokoena. Her body had been burned beyond recognition. After Karabo's remains were discovered, Sandale just started denying everything. Where he told the police her body would be found, her body was actually found there. So the police in that district found her body, but it took them a while before they could connect her to like the missing persons report, which is Karabo Mokoena in this other location. It took them a while before they could like connect it together. And Sandale was just denying everything. Now he was saying that the police were just looking for a murder suspect and fabricating everything just so they could like close the case. So they were trying to pin everything on him essentially. Sandale changed his story for the gazillion time, and this time he was claiming that when he got to his apartment, he found Karabo's dead body just lying there, and he thought that he'll be blamed for this crime. So what he thought to do was just to like dispose of her body. He did not stop there though, and his stories just got weirder by the minute. Now he was saying that him and Karabo did a blood money ritual, and to get like very wealthy, get this like massive fortune, but the conditions were like one of them, like later on one of them would like have to die, and Karabo decided to sacrifice her life for his. During the trial, there were protests, and the general public were demanding for justice, not just for Karabo, but for women in South Africa who unfortunately are ever so often victims of domestic violence. The hashtag menaretrash was trending all over social media, not just to shed light on this case, but also to like bring people's attention to the issue of femicide in South Africa. Sandile took the stand during the trial, and this man said that the only thing, he had the audacity to say that the only thing he's guilty of was trying to like build the person up. So it's implying that he was trying to like make Karabo a better person, and that is all he's guilty of because he's so good. He's so amazing. The judge asked for more explanation on the CCTV footage from Sandile's building, as it was one of the most crucial evidence brought forward by the prosecution. And so an unbiased party was called to like break it down. An unbiased party that is not involved with the prosecuting team and not involved with the defense team. So they have nothing to gain. They're just there to tell the truth and nothing but. It was confirmed by it was confirmed that if by some miracle Sandile did not kill Karabo, he did a lot after by covering up, lying to the police, planting alibis and all of that, instead of just informing the police about what had actually happened. And by some miracle, because all the evidence that were gathered pointed directly to Sandile. And bruv, we've all seen how absolutely insane and manipulative this guy can be, so. And the jury saw it too, because on Thursday, the 3rd of May 2018, Sandile Manso was sentenced to 32 years in prison for the murder of Karabo Mokoena. He was deemed unfit for parole, so no matter what he did, good behavior, whatever he tried, would not work. He had to serve his like complete sentence, which is good because it's just 32 years. I mean, he deserved more, but okay. Anyway, he was deemed unfit for parole, and the judge described him as the devil in disguise. And the crazy thing is, Sandile was a fraud. He was a total scam. He wasn't rich, was neck deep in debt, and completely broke. He scammed people with his first training classes, and he used this money to sponsor his celebrity-like lifestyle. And though we do not exactly know what happened when Karabo and Sandile got off the elevator into his apartment, because the only other person involved in this case is a lying a-hole. But I'm thinking that Sandile already planned to kill Karabo, and when the argument just got more heated, he just thought, okay, what the hell, let me do it. And to cover his tracks, he tried to like, he stabbed her, and to cover his tracks, he tried to, no, not try, he actually burnt her body beyond recognition and went to dump it. And since the police charged him for premeditated murder, I'm thinking this theory is not far off. Also, the police actually thought still thinks actually that this was a ritual killing, because some parts of Karabo's body were missing. And if we go back in the case, you can see where Sandile is spinning all the stories, all the tales, and he's talking about ritual murder, this, that. So they might actually have a point, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, this is all we have for today's case. So heartbreaking. I don't have anything else to say. I'm going to be posting some links down in the description box. Please, if you need help, please and please and please, if you need help, please and please and please try to get help. And that brings us to the end of today's case. Yo, do take care of yourself, and I hope to see you for the next one. Bye. Hold on. You have to get a bye-bye from Spartacus. Say bye. Bye. Wondering why I am... Ow, 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 ow. Why are you biting? Why are you biting? So you're probably wondering why I have to... Oh my god, oh my god. Why are you spoiling my video? Why are you spoiling my video? Why are you spoiling my video?